Good evening, humans. Tyrannosaurusmoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the Avataro Sentai Donbrothers Don Momotaro figure from SH Figuarts. SH Figuarts is now back doing Sentai as they started with Zenkaiger and now continuing it here. So the question is, are they showing as much love as they are to their other properties? Well, let's talk about that. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, this figure is, in a word, crisp, and Figuarts are very good at just clean sculpt and paint, and this is absolutely no exception to that. As you can see, just like very straight lines all around, especially if I line it up there. So as you can see, just looks really nice, has a really nice silhouette. I can definitely see people having issues with the hips. That is obviously a feature of many SH Figuarts if you are familiar. So I can see people having issues with that. I certainly would not blame you. For me, personally, it's not an issue, but you know, it's definitely there, and it's certainly something you notice, but the rest of the sculpt is very, very nice. The wrinkles here at the top, which continue to the hip piece, and then just some really nice metallics, very nice brilliant silver, and then just, again, just clean line work everywhere. Some nice tamper graphs here for the symbol, and the head sculpt, or the helmet sculpt rather, itself, just very, very nice. Love that rose gold for the symbol here at the top, and the nice gloss. Actually, you can see my fingerprints on there. It's now going to bother me because I've noticed it. But still, it's just very, very nice. Looks like an actual visor. As you can see, no paint up here, just some details. And yeah, some very cool looking figures. And you know, I definitely dug this design before, but I think having the figures give me a new appreciation for it. So that's always cool. And yeah, so that'll do it for aesthetics. We get a nice and concise layout of accessories here, so let's jump right in. And actually, we're going to start with weapons this time because there's only two. And first of all, we do get the Dawn Blaster with excellent detail all around. As you can see, paint everywhere, super crisp here on the wheel, and yeah, just really well done. I think very nice. Clearly, the red plastic is the base, and then you know we got some yellow paint, we got some black paint, that nice shiny black as well. Again, that kind of takes all the fingerprints, but still looks very, very nice. And yeah, so there's that. Then we got the Zangra sword, and this might be my favorite part, just because you know we got this like textured, almost looks like a tail light, translucent plastic as the base, and then we get some of that black plastic with the you know the pink and the yellowish green here. Again, we get that wheel done very, very cleanly. And then the handle with some yellow paint, and just looks very, very nice and clean all around. So there's that. Then we get various sets of hands. So right out of the box, we get a couple of fists, and we get a couple of relaxed hands. We get a couple of splayed out hands. We get a couple of kind of standard gripping hands for the Zangra's blade. We get a couple of pointing hands, and finally a pair of hands for the Dawn Blaster, so trigger fingers. And that will do it for accessories. Articulation here is fantastic, and as you can see, I was able to get the figure into a freestanding kick. This did take some work, however, so you know, definitely not natural balance, and I will say we'll get to why this was actually a little bit harder to get into a freestanding balance, because the figure itself is actually pretty well balanced overall. And so we get a ball joint here up in the head. We have a separate neck piece that moves as well. So we're getting pretty much all the way down, getting some really, really nice up and tilt for days, because we just got that free movement there and lots of space. So just excellently done. Then we have the shoulder pads, which do move out of the way. So as you can see, there's a hinge there with the ball joint on it, so it actually rotates as well. So that's always welcome, because you can pretty much go anywhere you want, but definitely allows us to hit our T. We also have bicep swivel, have double jointed elbows, bring us to there. We have those kind of ball hinge joints, so we can go anywhere we want with the hands as well. Then we come to the torso. So we get a ball joint up here. Obviously the sculpt is gotta get in our way. I believe it's a ball joint here at the waist. So we're coming about that far forward, not as far forward as I would hoped, but it's kind of what I expected. And then back we get a little bit of arch. We do get some nice side to side, but again, just the arch, because this kind of armor piece here at the upper torso is gonna kind of limit what we've got. But we do get nice rotation there as well. Also, as you saw in that kick. So then we come down to the hips, and these are drop downs, very, very slight. So get that to show up. So as you can see, just a little bit, all it needs to kind of keep this sculpt from running into the hips. And we get almost full splits, definitely beautiful. Then we get thigh swivel, double jointed knees, folding almost completely. And then we get rotation at the feet. We get, oh, pardon me, not really too much point because we're running into the top of the cuff right there. And then we do get some rocker here. And this is where the balance was hard because this is another figure where the rocker only goes in, doesn't really go out. So you don't really have any play kind of balancing the figure that way to kind of resist. So worth noting. And then finally, we get a toe hinge. So that's articulation. Getting into size comparisons, here he is with some other SH Figuarts. With some Hasbro and some Mattel. With some imports. With some monsters. Finally, with an articulated icons, Oni and yours truly in human form as a Valaverse Action Force figure. So my final thoughts on the Don Momotaro from SH Figuarts is that this is a really fun figure, super solid, and just it's SH Figuarts doing what they do. This definitely has the feel of the Kamen Rider figures that they're putting out, and you know that's definitely a good thing. It feels like they never like missed a beat in terms of when they stopped doing the Sentai figures to when they picked it back up, starting with Zenkaiger last year. So yeah, definitely recommend this if you are a fan of Sentai overall, if you are a fan of Donbrothers, if you just like cool tokusatsu figures, this is absolutely worth picking up. And definitely available on, I think, a couple of places online. It's sold out in a couple of places as well. So I will be putting up a link or some links to places that I can find it. So definitely check that out if you are interested. And with that being said, I want to say thank you for watching, and I hope that you found this review informative and somewhat entertaining. If you did, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, all the stuff I generally ask. And beyond that, there are other ways to help the channel as well. If you want to try other avenues, those are listed at the bottom of the description. So definitely check those out. And I hope you join me again because I do various reviews every week of figures related to tokusatsu, dinosaurs, monsters, pro wrestling, and sometimes more. So yeah, come on back and let's talk some more toys. And with that being said, I hope you're well. I hope that all your toy dreams come true. And most importantly, I hope that you and yours stay weird, simians.